Hello everybody and welcome to Nathan on Shuffle and to my latest episode of New Music Friday on Saturday. This is July 23rd, 2022, and this is the show where I give you guys the top 5 prog news headlines for the week, introduce you guys to some great new prog singles, and talk about what's going on with my channel lately. So I've been feeling a bit under the weather this past week or so. That's why this video is a bit late. You know, usually I try to get these out on Friday, but unfortunately I didn't feel up to it, but I feel like I am up to it today, so I'm putting it out on Saturday, and hopefully there's some interesting news items for you guys here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would urge you guys to subscribe to the channel. I do these weekly news shows to keep you guys apprised of all the latest and greatest in prog, and I would just appreciate the subscribe and to like this video and to put on notifications and all of that stuff that YouTubers always say. So thank you guys for your support, and let's jump into the news items. So first item on the prog news list is a new album from Virgil and Steve Howe announced called Lunar Mist, and they released a video single for the title track, I believe, of the album. So this should be a really cool, interesting album. This is Steve Howe, who of course is a legendary guitarist of Yes. This is his second collaboration with his late son, Virgil Howe, who tragically passed away in 2017. So this should be a really meaningful, thoughtful album between father and son that showcases their abilities and showcases their talent and the music that they both embody in their own lives and in their own projects. So this should be really a great album to enjoy and to experience. Lunar Mist will be launching on September 23rd, 2022. It was crafted using Virgil's unreleased material that had a connection in spirit to the debut album from Virgil and Steve Howe called Nexus. Steve compiled everything together in January 2021 to start this work. And so, stemming from an unreleased bonus track titled Lunar Mist from the debut, Steve worked on expanding some of these musical ideas that he was discovering. And so Steve explains, I started by writing chord charts for all the other tunes before adding guitars and bass guitars to embellish them and bring them to completion. In the most part, I kept them as he'd written, but sometimes I expanded them with further ideas and improvisation. So this is a really cool project from two really great artists and somewhat honoring Virgil Howe and his legacy as an artist, and so it's seems like a lovingly crafted album that is worth checking out if you're a fan of Steve Howe and his son Virgil. So the album is available to pre-order. It is available on limited CD digipack, 180 gram black LP plus CD and digitally, all adorned with a front cover painting by Virgil's daughter Zuni. So really meaningful, special album that I would recommend you check out, and check out the single, which I'll have linked in the description below. So item number 2, Banco del Mutuo Soccorso celebrate their 50th anniversary with the new album Orlando le Forme dell'Amore. Of course, sorry for the pronunciation. I'm not native in Italian, of course. But this is legendary Italian prog rockers who have been around for quite some time, obviously celebrating their 50th anniversary. Very notable in the Italian progressive rock scene. One of the luminaries and biggest bands of that period. And so they're releasing a new album on September 23rd, and they already launched the album's first single, Cadere o Volare. So that is something you could check out, of course, in the description below as one of the big singles of the week. So this should be really cool. It seems like it's somewhat of a concept album from the description they give of it. So it sounds like that should be really cool, that it's, you know, a concept album, which is something they know very well, and they are singing all of the songs in Italian, so it's staying loyal to their native tongue, and so that should be really cool. And of course, English translations of the lyrics will be included in the artwork, so you can follow along with the storyline and the lyrics that are available to you. So in addition to that, the band is going to post a detailed explanation of the whole concept of the album's narration on their website. So this album will be available as limited CD digipack, gatefold, 180 gram, 2 LP plus CD, and a digital album as well. So that is coming out September 23rd, 2022. Another big prog album by a somewhat legendary legacy act that should be really interesting to check out. Item number 3, Marillion announced a deluxe version of Holidays in Eden, their 1991 album, which was their first one with Steve Hogarth. Well, second one with Steve Hogarth, actually. His debut with the band was 1989 Season's End, but it still had a bit of Fish's influence with the writing and style. So this album is somewhat of a first foray into Steve Hogarth really contributing to the group and really formalizing the band and their new lineup. So this should be a cool tribute to that album. Big deluxe edition coming out through EMI on September 16th. Available as a 3 CD and Blu-ray set and as a 4-disc vinyl set. The album has been remixed by producer Stephen W. Taylor, and both versions will feature a full concert from Hammersmith Odeon on September 30th, 1991. So a lot of cool special things about the release, as well as 48, 24, and 5.1 mixes of the album. The Blu-ray also contains Pain in Heaven, an 85-minute documentary on the making of Holidays, the full Rock Palace live TV broadcast from Cologne in 1991, with the promotional videos for Cover My Eyes and No One Can, and Dry Land, along with B-sides and bonus tracks. And the first 4,000 orders across both formats will receive a hand-signed A4 artwork print, so that's pretty cool. So this should be a fun release for those Marillion fanatics who love these big expanded deluxe editions, which they seem to do really well, and so definitely one to check out for fans of Marillion and for fans of Holidays in Eden specifically. Item number 4, Lonely Robot unveil Sinister new video for their new track, The Island of Misfit Toys. This is from their upcoming studio album, A Model Life, releasing through Inside Out Music on August 26th. And of course, the main man behind Lonely Robot is John Mitchell, who's an incredible singer-songwriter, guitarist, multi-instrumentalist. He's really talented and in a lot of different prog bands and projects, from Frost to Arena to It Bites and all of those types of bands. I really love his work with Lonely Robot. It's a fantastic project that has kind of gone beyond the first trilogy of albums that told a contained story, but there's been a couple albums since that continue on the project and the sound of that group. So it's really exciting, and this is a cool, interesting track. The video is somewhat quirky because it starts up like it's some television, like children's television program, some kind of demonstration video of different toys or something, but then has this creepy, sinister undertone that's really clever and interesting, and the song itself is really cool. So definitely one to check out. Like I said, down below in the description, all these singles are available to look at. And then item number 5, Jethro Tull launch a video for Mine is the Mountain from their latest release, The Zealot Gene, which came out earlier this year in January, which was their first new studio album in 18 years. I reviewed it on the channel, and to me, this is the standout track of the album, Mine is the Mountain, one of the more progressive, cool, interesting, different style tracks, and it seems like a lot of people agree because this is one that really stood out to them, that the fans have really loved, so they're going to be playing it on their tour as they're out in the road in Europe, fan favorite track. And so they commissioned a new video for the track by Tom Hicks, who did the clip for Shoshana Sleeping. So really cool track that deserves its own video and is fun to check out and revisit, so I definitely recommend checking that out. Also linked in the description below. On the track, Ian Anderson comments, Mine is the Mountain is perhaps a late life partner to the Aqualung album song My God. I had, as usual, a strong visual reference at the core of the lyrics, a miserable, committed trudge up Mount Sinai by Moses to face an angry maker before he must deliver the goods to his followers below is a powerful image, best imagined unless you are a wilderness trekker and much younger than I. So interesting description of the song, has some, like he put it, religious undertones, but taken in an interesting direction, and so it's a really interesting track, somewhat of a sinister, creepy kind of vibe perhaps, but really fun. I really like that one. And so that basically covers the news items that I had on the list here. I also included a lot of extra singles in the description because there's just a lot of cool progressive rock and related singles that have been coming out that I wanted to point people's attention to. Dim Gray came out with a track called Ashes. They're a Norwegian art rock trio releasing their new album in early September called Firmament. A really great sound to it. They're signed on the label with Big Big Train, so there's definitely some relation to Big Big Train there, and they have a really nice melodic, great sound to them. Tim Bonus released a new single called Glitter Fades from his upcoming solo album Butterfly Mind, which comes out August 5th. Another great track showcasing an interesting eclectic nature to Tim Bonus and what he's doing. Queensryche released a new track from their upcoming album Digital Noise Alliance. The track is called Forest, more of a ballad style, lighter feel for the group. Of course, I'm sure there's a lot more heavier music on the album, but this is just showcasing the ballad and how beautiful it is, so definitely one to check out. And also The Fierce and the Dead have released a track called Golden Thread, which is a really, really cool, wonderful track that, it's more heavy prog, but some great vocal work from bassist Kevin Feasy. It's just a really cool track that is worth exploring as well. So, and they have an upcoming album, News from the Invisible World, which will be releasing later this year. So definitely a cool smattering of different tracks to check out if you're interested, along with the ones from the various news items that I talked about. And so definitely look through the description if you're looking for some new cool prog recommendations. And beyond that, the channel has been going well. I did my latest classic albums episode with Jana, where we talked about Pearl Jam's 10. That was a fun experience. We're having fun with those shows. I know some people maybe that isn't for you necessarily if you're more of a prog fan and that's more in the alternative rock grunge style, but I think it's a fun exploration into these different classic albums, and to me to be able to introduce my wife. We're having a lot of fun with the project just personally, and Jana's just really enjoying being introduced to new music, and so I'm going to keep doing it, and it's been a fun experience. We even do a bit of a song reaction at the beginning of it. If you're into the more Jana Reacts style reactions, we've been adding those at the beginning of the classic album shows. We have a great Prog Song Sunday coming up this week with Jana upcoming on Sunday, which I guess tomorrow, if you're watching this on Saturday. Should be one that people will really like from a classic, notable prog band. I'll leave it there. But we also covered Pink Floyd's Dogs last week, which was a fantastic time to listen to that song and has been getting a lot of good comments, and we're really grateful for that, and it was a really great one to get into. And upcoming this week, I'm hoping to get out some ranking style projects. I'll let you guys know how that goes. One I did is more of a collaboration with a fellow YouTuber, and one I'm doing a bit on my own. We'll see. Like I said, I'm still recovering from my sickness, my cold this past week, so I'm trying to debate if I feel up to recording these or if I need to hold off a bit on them, but I'm going to try my best. But beyond that, there's a lot of great content coming, a lot of great new music coming out in the prog realm, and just an exciting time to be a prog fan. So that's about it for the show today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. You are really great out there. I really appreciate the support and all that you guys do for the channel, and it's just a lot of fun to keep this going, and I hope you guys appreciate the content and the shows. And so hopefully you guys are having a great time out there and enjoying the music. So just keep enjoying it. Keep enjoying the music out there, and I'll hopefully see you guys in a future episode. So thank you guys, and see you next time. Bye.